Hey everybody, it's Mark Yegi. Welcome to a weekly market pulse. Today is D-Day, June 6th, 2025. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. We are green. We've been waiting for this for a couple of weeks, and this is our excuse to buy something or add something to our portfolio because now we have the tailwind, right? We don't want to be sailing into the wind. We want things to be green. And when the stock market moves up, that means most of our stocks are moving up. And I hope that's the case for the ones that you're in as well. So let's go into a couple things. Just got off a mastermind call with our gang, and it was an interesting, fun debate as usual. But let's talk about what's going on in the market. So we've got 3 green lights and 1 red light. So that means we are green, and we are in really the middle of the second day of green. So hopefully you are green as well. The NASDAQ composite made this beautiful V. I don't love Vs. I'd like Us better than Vs. But this was a double bottom kind of a V, came up the other side, gapped up here over the 200-day moving average. A lot of good stuff going on in the market, and it looks like it wants to go up to this 2204 and take that out. It's been a couple of months since that's even been in the realm of possibility, but we are there. We're not far away from that 20,204. Just another good week. We'll be there, I think. S&P 500 just took out this 5968 swing point, so that looks kind of yummy. And then Dow Jones is kind of the weakest one of all of them, but at least it's over the 200-day moving average, this black line here. So that's healthy. Not as healthy as the other two that I just showed you, but hey, they all kind of work together, and that's the way we want it to be. The New York Stock Exchange Composite just took out a 19,993. It hit the $20,000 level today, so that's a good thing on the index, and it wants to go after that 2332.50 swing point at the top of this chart as well. So a lot of good stuff going on right now. All the markets are moving in confluence, in tandem. We like that. Look at the VIX here is now down to 17 and change, which tells us that now we're in a low volatility environment. People are confident coming back into the market, and that's why we're green. Let's go over some of the big ones that we own, and I want to just show you Apple. Now, Apple's in a downtrend. There's no question about it, everybody. This is a downtrend with a death cross right here. And, it's been going down since 260 and now it's at 200. That's a big percentage move for a stock like Apple that up until that time was fairly quiet. And now we've had some big moves. But what I want to point out here is this volatility contraction pattern. It's a VCP. And so you have this big move down here and then smaller moves down as time goes forward. And so the volatility is contracted. Generally, when that happens, you get a bullish situation. And right here at the $200 level, I think we've got a support level going on. Even though I know it's downtrending and all that stuff, and I'm not trying to be Nostradamus, I'm just saying it looks to me like with this VCP, we are getting contraction and maybe a consolidation around the $200 level. That could all change in a couple of days. But to me, I like the way Apple is finally starting to look. And if you've been watching these market pulses, I haven't been saying that for a while. I've been just kind of bearish on Apple. It just kind of looks like a stinky poopy head, as my nephew used to say. MicroStrategy does not look bad, right? It looks the opposite. Of course, we had a bad couple of weeks with it, off the 430 high. It came down. It didn't even go down and touch the 50-day moving average, this red line here. So that to me looks healthy, and it's kind of consolidating in this little range at about 380. And so, that's good. And it does what Bitcoin does ish. And, we love MicroStrategy, and to me, it looks strong at this point. So you want to be in stocks that are strong because it wants to go take this 543 out. Now, it's going to take a while to get up there because it's now got to go through some of these sellers here at the 430. But that's not too bad, right? After the sellers at the 430, it only has 100 points, 110 points to go to get that all-time high. And if it gets added to the S&P 500 or whatever, there's a good chance that that this thing gets up there and tests that big swing point up there. Okay, let's keep going. Tesla was, there's a mommy and daddy are fighting, Musk and Trump are fighting. And so we had this big, huge, high volume. It was 130% greater than normal volume. I think it was something like that. It was just a big, huge down day. It was a bad day. Stock was down like 13%, 50 points or whatever it was. Anyway, it was a big move down. And it took out the 200 and took out the 50-day moving average, took all its moving averages down in 2 or 3 days. Now it's bouncing up to the 200 moving day moving average. We'll see if that is support or resistance. I suspect it wants to hang out here around 300 until something happens, because this is the month they're doing their robo taxi rollout in Austin, and they've got earnings coming up soon, and there's a bunch of news things that are hitting in addition to the news that's being generated by Elon Musk and Donald Trump and stuff like that. So we got to kind of keep an eye on that. But this is coming up into a golden cross where this 50 is crossing the 200. To me, just because it tested these moving averages out, I think that's a healthy thing. We'll see how the market action reacts to this bounce. This could be just a dead cat bounce, and then we could be in for seeing like the 360 level, or maybe even lower. There's still a gap down here at around 238 if I remember. All right, let's do one more. App Lovin', greatest stock of last year, and certainly shaping up to be a really good stock this year, at least to some of our guys that are buying the stock, selling calls against it, or using synthetics, making income. It's got a ton of juice. It's making a lot of income for people. Take a look at that if you're a covered call investor. But it's back above the $400 level. You could see it went from 525 all the way down to like 200. Just a gigantic move down, but it's put together a double bottom, and it's basically on the way back up. Palantir, I'll talk about it real quick. It's trying to get this breakout level out of the way behind it. It's having a little trouble breaking out. It needs a little bit more volume as it breaks out, and it's not getting it right now because we've had this, we had this crazy market day yesterday, which kind of took the wind out of the sails. But if it stays in here, which it's doing, it's got great relative strength. If we can keep it in this level, pretty soon this green market may take it a little bit higher. And if it does, I suspect you might see, 150 in the near term. That's just because there's no overhead resistance above it, no sellers up there. Robinhood may be added to the S&P 500, so keep an eye on that one. We've got a gap on the chart. We've got a breakout. A lot of good stuff happening on Robinhood. But look, I could go on and on. I've got a ton of stocks that are in play right now in this market. What it did was it went down, and it's created all these beautiful patterns on the way back up. And so it's almost like a field day if you're a bull, right? You love these green markets. You love the market tailwind. You love the fact that some of these stocks made really constructive cups and handles, consolidations, double bottoms, and now you could buy them with some confidence that they could continue to go up and maybe break out and move in your direction. Sell calls against them. Generate cash flow from your stocks if you can, because sometimes they just, I was just looking at Apple this morning, and Apple 2 years ago in July was the same exact price that it is now, right? So 23 months ago was exactly the same price. So if you just bought Apple, you wrote it up, you wrote it down, you wrote it back, it's still the same price. If you would have been able to just make 1% a week on Apple, think about it, 1% a week, that's 50% a year in juice. I'm not saying that you don't have to do buybacks and all that other stuff, but if you get 1% a week in juice, you made 50% a year. In 2 years, that's 100%, versus the people that just bought and held it and kind of watched it go up and down and up and down and up and down. It's the same exact price. That's why we sell options. So if you're interested in that, we got lots of resources for you. But if not, I sure appreciate you joining me on the Market Pulse. This is a great week. I'm happy. Everybody else is happy right now. The market's green, and I hope you are too. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week on the Market Pulse. Take care.